welcome back. This is this is the intermission week, kind of. Next week, a new quarter starts, and this week is the in-between funding week. That week has ended, and during that week, I've also been keeping track of what I've been doing. So I'm gonna be saying what that is in this video. Yeah. So here we go. So over here, so this is the whole performance. So we ended. Oh, whoopsies. Last time we ended around this area. We ended a new all-time high, barely. You can see here in the performance valley over here, we continued going up, so we're hitting new all-time highs like basically every day. And we can see we're at a 62%, I think, yeah, around 62% overall. So that's really good. So we're doing great. Comparison from last week. So last week we kind of ended around 1.8%, not bad. This week we did have a really good week, so around almost 5%. Yeah, pretty good. So here a comparison to NASDAQ. So here's the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has kind of continued its upwards course. It's still relatively neutral since the beginning, but yeah, pretty good. So over here, the percentage this week for NASDAQ was 2%. We did almost more than double that, and we outperformed 3 out of the 5 days this week. Over here, so we have the total days. So the total days, 53% we outperformed NASDAQ, and overall NASDAQ is 7.6%, and we are 63. So we're actually at 63% overall. Okay, so SPY is even lower than NASDAQ over here. So SPY actually only is at this week did 1.6%. Over here, overall it's at 4.4. So we're still doing pretty good. Yeah. Oh, no, the days of outperforming is 51%, so it's a little bit lower the total. And Dow is the lowest. So Dow at the moment is at 1.3% this week. Overall, it's at 2.28%, so not great. And yeah. So here we have the comparison of all. I mean, you can kind of see everything's back on track in a bull market in a way. NASDAQ's on top, SPY in the middle, Dow at the bottom. Normally in bear markets we see Dow at the top, then SPY, then NASDAQ. So kind of in this bad period over here. It's just some common trend. This car's passing by. So, let's see. All right. So the idea is also that kind of this week was the last week where I'd be over this next 2-month quarter. My idea is I'm gonna be using ETF indices, so not individual ETF stocks. So for example, you could have a Tesla 2X Bull, you could have a Amazon Bull leverage ETF. At the moment, I'm just gonna do indicator leverage. So it's gonna, I kind of want to not be. Let's wait for this one. I don't want to be so. I kind of want to rest a little, right? Because I've been doing this every day since September. So I have right now like 2 months and a half. So the idea is that I do. I'm gonna probably just lower the risk. So that means lowered gains most likely. So I mean, I'm going to do 60-40. Ever really since the last 2 quarters, I haven't really been using that 60%. Now I'm probably going to be using it just for the regular NASDAQ, and then the other 40% I'll do my regular plays, but only with like indicator ones. So for example, like 2X SPY, 2X NASDAQ, those type of ETFs where they're more indicator based. So instead of specific stocks, right? Over here, so here we have the daily percent gain, so we're actually at 0.36. This is very high above our 0.17 goal. Now that is due to the more risk that was taken. So like we did have more volatility. So that in the end it worked out, but it's higher mostly because of that. I mean, we do have that large down spike here from the Trump tweet, but I mean, really since then it's been mostly in this -5 to 8 range, which is pretty good. Yeah. Let's continue. So here we have this week. So this week, Monday, I started my trade. Then I closed it on Tuesday, so that's good. Ended around 2% on that trade. Then we or 4%, right? But it's 40%, so around I think 1 point something. And then over here, so then we had Wednesday was a good day. Then Thursday we also was a good day, and then Friday a good day again. This day I was really closing my trades quite quickly, as I don't really want to leave any trades open for the weekend. So where I'm all cash right now. And the idea is because I'm mostly holding at 60% and 40%, so I want to have all cash to start from zero type thing. So yeah, I've been closing all my trades really. So here we have a pie chart instead of a graph chart or a bar chart. So here with almost 55% are green, 42% are red, and around 3% are neutral. So pretty good. We are 5% above the 50, so that's good. SPY does have I think a bit more green than us, but we do gain a lot more than SPYs. Our ratios, our loss to win or win to losses are a lot better than SPY. The proportions. So mean profitable and neutral trades. So these are putting them into consideration. Before, I on my the other videos I did, the profitable ones, I wasn't taking into account the neutral. So in a way, the percentage was only based on just profit and red. So profit negative. And so I divided by profit plus negative. Now I've added the neutral into account. So this is kind of with the neutral in there. So 74%, pretty good. I think that's really high. Right. Over here we have the mean gain. So we mean gain at 2.26%. This is very high since inception. Our losses is also 1.7. That's quite high, but 2.26% is very high on the gain. Our standard deviation is also quite high, 3.42, so you can kind of see there the volatility. Over here we have SPY. So at the moment, SPY has done 0.77% on a green day average, and it's losing around 1% on a red day. So it's quite volatile in a way, because I mean we have experienced in a way like a 3 month bear period, and we also had some bull in there. So I mean, kind of the losses where I expected to be kind of peaked at. I mean, for it to increase, we'd have to see more red days, so that is possible but unlikely. Over here we have gain. So I mean, gain 7.7, we around 2.2 difference, right? So yeah, it's not insane. 2.1. Yeah. Over here, so we have it says standard deviation is a lot less for SPY, 1.42. It's around 2.4 times. We're 2.4 times greater than SPYs. Now that our gains are insanely higher. I mean, SPYs average right before, right up top. It was over here. Let's see. SPY is at 4.4%, and we're at 63. So that speaks for itself. Anyways. Let's see. So, yeah, let me check this. No, 0.19, my bad. There's a difference of 0.19. Messed that up. Anyway, so over here, this one about the ratios that we are better. So it's 1.33. SPYs is 0.8. So this is the win divided by the loss, absolute value. And kind of this is just measuring, how is your payoff really compared to the index that you want to be benchmarked to. So we're doing better than it. That's good. And then over here, our loss could be negative 3% to have the same ratio. That's mostly due to the high gains we do have. And then right now it's currently at 1.7. And then our gains could also, this number should be wrong. It should be decreased. So, but yeah. Over here we have a difference of 0.53, so that's what I meant by it's positive, and our standard deviation is 2.4 times greater. Mean transactions per day 1.55. This did increase the last week due to me closing my trades quickly, but I mean 1.55 in a way it's impressive because such a high return with such a high amount of trades is unlikely. I mean, so that's kind of in a way. Now also more trades does mean more volatility, most likely. I mean more risk, because I've been mostly taking on higher volatility trades the last 2 quarters, so that's where it comes from. So this is also kind of what I meant. The day trade number kind of stayed in the same amount. It increased a little bit, mostly because I've just been closing the trade by the end of the day. But yeah. Over here we have the return. So this is the end of 63 basically 0.1%. very good week, 4 almost 5% week, so that's great. I'm not really the benchmark I'm expecting for this whole next 2 quarters. Really depends on where SPY is, because I'm mostly going to be holding SPY. So I mean, if SPY does decide to take a good 2 month run, then we could be around 10-15%. If it decides to like reverse, right, we could, at the best case scenario, we might be positive, but we might be a little bit negative, and SPY could be more negative. So yeah, that's basically all. I mean, it's been great last 2 quarters, and over here, probably the recording place is gonna change. So yeah, and it's almost going to be a year after this quarter. That's going to be in the middle of the next quarter after this quarter will be the 1 year mark, and I hope to see more investors in. So yeah, see ya.